Tron's USD stablecoin falls to 97 cents as it loses dollar peg. Solana loses $13.50 price support. Is it on the brink of a major crash? Bybit joins the trend and releases Merkle Tree-verified proof of reserves. SEGA and Ubisoft's gaming blockchain is validated and the mainnet goes live. Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Assets of Value podcast. Today, on December the 12th, and every day, we connect to share our insights and perspectives on crypto, Web3, and NFT topics. We are the founders of Assets of Value, a Web3 research organization. Our podcast is not to be taken as legal or financial advice. Let's jump straight into it. Abe, new week, Monday. What are the markets looking like today?
Hi Shrab. Yeah, it's a new week and the market is pretty flat even this week. No surprises though. And looking at the position of the market, we are seeing quite surprisingly Atom at 25th place and with a weekly loss of 6.9%. And that's not just Atom because if we look at Polkadot, it has lost 8.5% in the week and Doge has lost over 15%. So we can say that pretty much the last week was a bearish one, and the upcoming week, even though it starts on a bearish note, we don't know what the future holds. But there's a massive news about stable coins, and we are seeing its ripple effects throughout the board because BUSD is down 0.2% at 0.99. USDC is also at 0.99. Even though the loss of peg is negligible, it's still something. And BUSD, we discussed that it never goes below that 0.98 mark. And now it's still sitting at comfortable 0.99. But yeah, there's some mysteries and there's some concerns in the space right now around stablecoins yet again.
The markets and crypto tokens continue to bleed a slow death. What is going on, I wonder? I would love to get an idea on-chain analysis. Many crypto practitioners are saying that a major capitulation event is due. The miners have not puked just yet, and they are anticipating miners to be squeezed and even more contagion to come from the fallout of FTX. And there's even more contagion to come with the repercussions of the FTX saga, and Grayscale's Bitcoin Trust is also struggling, and we don't know how badly affected that is. So it does look gloomy as we move into December, usually a time of cheer, especially to be with families. I think this is the last major week in terms of businesses wrapping up for Christmas and workforce going on extended leave. It's not a good look. You mentioned about stable coins. Firstly, what is their importance? How do they lose their peg? And what is going on with Tron? That is trading at 97 cents. And the whole point of stablecoin is that it's $1 for $1. What is going on? And should we be worried?
The only thing that stablecoin need to do is that it just need to be stable. It just have to maintain that $1 price mark throughout the history of its existence. But as we know, we have seen the fate of UST, the stablecoin, the not so stable coin of Luna ecosystem. And now USDD, it's just another one that bites dust. Most importantly, stablecoins are used in the space to retain the value, retain the profit you made from crypto. That's one use case. And the second is to have enough buying power at a moment's notice. But is stablecoin really good for the ecosystem? Yes, they are. Stablecoins, be it USDC, USDT, BUSD, these are extremely important, and most of the people generate and store their wealth in stablecoin these days, in especially in Web3 space. But if you are a US citizen, you already have access to the dollar. If you are holding stable coins, you are just adding another layer of risk over your dollar holdings. But if you are not a US citizen, I think it's practical to hold stable coin, especially good ones, amidst all the chaos that's happening.
Yeah, I'm just looking at the prices. Bitcoin is it's above $17,000. So it's holding on to that price point. And even Ethereum, yes, it's down from major highs, but it's not dipping under $1,200. And there is relatively strength there. It's down nearly 3% week on compared to last week. And Bitcoin only down just over 1%. So there is stability amongst the chaos. Yes, thank you for that regarding stablecoins. And they're essentially designed to stay stable. And if they're not, then
I think I have a new name for stable coins. Unstable coins, I think.
it's fitting, certainly for sure, for Tron. Right, let's talk a little bit about Solana. It still continues to struggle. If a stablecoin is being depegged and losing its price support, Solana has held on to that $13.50 price support and now has just lost it. Is Solana the token on the brink of a major crash? It doesn't seem like there's no good news coming out from Solana.
Of course, there are no good news coming from the Solana ecosystem. The developers are running away. The investors are running away. The people, the projects, they are running away. And I think Solana has been one of the best gainers in 2021 bull run. But as of now, the future looks pretty bad for Solana.
I would agree. I would agree. With Aptos and Sui offering very similar capabilities, but with a much smaller ecosystem, I think they are primed potentially to fill in Solana's shoes. Now, yes, Solana was a massive performer from last year, but how much can we put that down to the price manipulation with FTX and SBF? I'm now coming to the conclusion that had that price manipulation not taken place, it probably would never have broken $100. So we must recalibrate ourselves to say that was Solana's price action genuine or not. I'm on the side that it perhaps wasn't, but from a technology perspective, I still think that it has a lot to offer. It's got a great ecosystem, even though there's some fractions that may be discontent with each other. And Solana, the foundation, from a centralized perspective, is potentially dictating a bit too much, which isn't really sitting well with other dev teams within the Solana ecosystem. Maybe it could be that that's taken an effect on pricing, but the crypto market as a whole continues to bleed and it is generally a red day.
Let me quote Dawkon, the infamous Luna founder here. Dawkon says that when he thinks that something goes wrong, he has a kill switch to the entire Luna ecosystem. And then when he has enough proof or enough confirmations that it's going down or it is going to face some major issues, he'll use that switch to kill Luna. Now, we took that statement lightly in the bull market because everything was going so well for Luna. And when the bear market came, when Luna actually faced some problems, Dawkon did activate that switch. He killed Luna, he killed USD, he wiped off a multi billion dollar business from the face of Earth, and a lot of customer money goes with it. Now we can compare this situation to Solana. Solana, what it did in the past when it faced problems, they restarted the chain. Simple. And whenever they restarted, they didn't apply a hard fork. They just restarted the chain and just eliminated the pending transactions. And they didn't really compensate the users at any point. They didn't resume the previous initiated transactions that's already gas paid. So we have all these proof of Solana's responses in the past. Now, since its massively miscalculated association with Alameda has surfaced, we can say that Solana can face another backlash from the crypto community because still the price is overvalued for Solana from where it stands because it has the biggest investor of Solana is down, the biggest user of Solana is down, and the biggest VC that promotes Solana is down. So I don't know where would Solana head now in these circumstances.
That was some brilliant comparisons there with Dokequad and Solana. It's fascinating that you say that Solana is actually still overvalued at the price that it currently is. I could never bring myself saying that at a price point of $13 thereabouts. I was waiting for a time that it would be at this price. But what you're saying does put it into perspective. If we compare it to DOT, for example, that's trading at five, just between $5 and $6, and Atom, which is just under $10 at the moment. Solana potentially is overvalued with everything that's going on in and around its.
Yeah, let me bring some numbers to the game because currently Solana has a market cap of $4.7 billion, and sitting next to Solana is Uniswap, which has a market cap of $4.3 billion, and Uniswap is the biggest revenue making company in the DEX space, in the L1 space after Ethereum. So you understand that even though Uniswap is making a ton of revenue, its market cap is considerably lower than Solana. And when you look at a project like Chainlink, everyone uses Chainlink, right? Its market cap is just $3.2 billion. And when you compare Cosmos, it is sitting at $2.7 billion. Now you are looking at Solana, back to Solana. It has a market cap of $4.7 billion. I think it's overvalued at this stage.
Wow. Obviously, the Solana maxis do not want to be hearing that, but we'll see where it could potentially go in the future. One thing that I did want to mention about the kill switch, yes, I do remember Do Kwon suggesting that such a mechanism was in place, but just very recently, Binance locked withdrawals for some accounts. CZ has come out and said this was just market behavior. What they saw was price manipulation or price action going on. They saw some weird trading behavior on Sun Token, Ardor, Osmosis, Fun Token, and Golem, Golem. And it was a precautionary measure that CZ and his investigative team blocked the accounts from withdrawing any of these profits. I mean, it was market behavior, nothing, no trace of hackers or anything like this appeared, and I think normal business has resumed. But it just raises the question around centralized control in the crypto space. I just thought that was some synergies around Do Kwon, Solana, and even Binance flexing their muscles.
We need to understand that 3 commas, one of the biggest trading ecosystem in the crypto space, they agreed or they disclosed that there were some hacks going on and some API keys for Binance were stolen. And when you connect both the stories and both the dots, you get the full picture because clearly these API keys were causing the price manipulation. And Binance, yes, at this point, I think centralization is still a necessary evil because what if Binance don't intervene and let the trade happen? I think consumers will get hurt, right? So, as far as Binance is acting on goodwill, I think it's okay to have a big brother looking over us.
CZ specifically said it wasn't nothing to do with API stolen keys, so it's very interesting that you bring that up. Let's shift over to Bybit. That's the latest exchange that has moved over to proof of deposits. What do you make of that? Is that a good move by Bybit?
It's a forced thing at this point because most of these exchanges they declare the status of their reserves as Merkle proof of reserves. And yeah, if Bybit is not doing it, I think customers will be alerted, they'll be scared, and their concerns can only be pacified with such moves. But who is really storing funds in Bybit? Nobody. Bybit is mainly a trading platform, so users only have their trading capital in Bybit.
You do have a point there, but it is a step where Bybit is conforming to the current climate of declaring how many reserves or how much collateral they're holding and if it's backed. So fair play to them, if you ask me. Let's shift gears now and talk about Sega and Ubisoft. As a kid, I used to love Sega. The blockchain that Ubisoft and Sega are using, I think, is called Oasis. The mainnet of that has actually gone live. My question here is why do we need another blockchain? Yes, it's great to see Web2 firms coming into the Web3 space. Ubisoft have been in there for a little while now, and Sega are also developing on their gaming specific blockchain. But why do we need another one? Why is this going to be where Nintendo comes out with their own blockchain because They want to keep an onus of control. It's very much a Web2 type of thinking. What am I missing here? Or is Sega and Ubisoft going the right approach by launching their own blockchain?
These big gaming companies, they do not want third party interference in their working system, and they'll be much more comfortable knowing that the blockchain is used only for gaming, and there won't be pending transactions and liquidity pools and miners trying to extract maximum value out of it. So there won't be such drama around the blockchain. And for this specific reason, they are trying to build their custom blockchain. And it has a long way to go. But if you ask me, I think it's fair for Sega and Ubisoft because they are big companies. They have a lot to lose. They have a lot of paying customers. And they want to ensure that there's enough liquidity in the system always. I think if they are launching at Ethereum, they can be sure of no such backdrops. But Ethereum is still facing a gas fee problem. So Ubisoft, if they want to do it right, they have to launch their own blockchain.
Looks like that's the way that these Web2 firms will go in terms of securing a blockchain. We've got Codemasters and many other high profile gaming studios sitting and observing on the sidelines, waiting to come in to see how the first movers actually adopt this practice. But definitely something to keep our eyes on and see how this space matures. Right, it's Monday. What can we expect for the rest of the week as we close out?
Same old boring market for the remainder of the week. There are no news. If there are any surprising ones, I'll be happy to write some profit.
We've got some macro news coming out. I think a lot of participants are waking on the FOMC economic projections as well as the statement that's going to be released on Wednesday that could bring in some volatility and liquidity into the market. But I just think it's cutting it a bit too fine to Christmas. I'm not sure if we're going to get that Santa rally that everyone's hoping for, but certainly a Christmas cheer is due. We'll be here with you. It's only Monday for the rest of the week, and we'll continue to bring updates and our thoughts regarding what's going on in both crypto market perspective and a macro environment perspective. As always, it's been super fun. I'm glad you were able to jam with us today. That's it. Until next time, thank you, everybody, and we're signing off.